Hey there, everybody. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Today I'm just trying to talk a little bit slower, because I had a really good day on Monday. I was coming home around 12:30 at night. I was in Hollywood and I was just driving. And I realized that, a lot has happened in my life and a lot has changed. Just a lot of things have been going well, but also there's a lot of things that haven't been going so well, but I'm still able to see the positive. And through seeing the positive, I see Hollywood in a different way. I used to see Hollywood as this hard to get to destination that was filled with homeless people, crazy people, bad drivers, traffic, and now I see it as a wonderland filled with amazing, magical people and adventures. And I realized that Hollywood is more like a place built by hustlers for hustlers. If you have a dream or a passion, or you just want to be, if you're different, if you're out there, if you're strange, Hollywood is the place for you. If you know that you are not a 9-to-5 worker bee, you're not a drone, you are a person who does things differently, who wants to do things differently, Hollywood is the place for you. And it's just like me seeing it. It was like this metopia, this metopia, where dreams do come true. It just chews your bones out, spits you out, digs you a grave, and then once you get back and you put your bones back together and you figure a way of how to pull yourself out of your grave, find yourself some new clothes, and then all of a sudden just accept where you've been and accept where you're going, then Hollywood gives you a reward and you can say you made it. And that's what Hollywood is. That's all it is. Hollywood is basically an ayahuasca trip. Just accept what's going on, and eventually you power through it, and then you're finally there. You're finally at the place or the point where you want to be. This all came up, and all these trips I go to when I go to Hollywood and then drive home, I'm constantly asking myself, why am I doing this? Why am I going to work? Why am I going to school? Why am I doing comedy? Why am I doing all three of these at the same time? Why don't I just quit my job, quit school, do comedy full-time, live in my car, and sell drugs? Now, I don't actually mean to sell drugs, mainly because weed is now basically legal, and that's just a really stupid thing to go start selling weed when it's not that hard to go get it. I'm saying that as a funny thing to say, to go sell drugs. It used to be a joke I would have when I was 18. I didn't know what I was doing in my life. I go, oh, I'd be a drug dealer. Oh, I'd be a professional gambler. So I'm just saying that as a joke. Anyways, and then I don't know, just like today, I'm just kind of accepting that I have to go to school. I'm accepting that I have to go and get this stupid piece of paper so I can get a stupid job that would give me some stupid amount of money so then I can get benefits like dental and health care. That way I can do what I need to do in the role of comedy, this podcast, selling t-shirts, writing poetry if I want to, writing screenplays, whatever I want to do. I need money. Like Audrey Marcus says, money is just energy. It's different from energy. If you have no energy in yourself that you are a battery, then you can't power anything. Then you can't make anything move. So that's what I'm saying. I'm seeing school, and I'm seeing work, and I'm seeing money as different powers, energies. Like I'm a battery, I'm being loaded up, filled with information, and money, and being wise, and experiences, and blah yada yada, until I'm finally fully charged, and I can be put somewhere where I truly belong. And everybody knows that it takes a while for batteries to charge. You know? It takes a while for batteries to charge. I mean, you can still walk around with a phone that has half potential, half battery. So that means that I could walk around with a battery that's half full and still be full of potential. It's just how we see it. It's how we perceive ourselves in this crazy world. Like, if you think about it, the world is basically just a giant clock. And we're a bunch of little batteries inside that clock. And we're just helping that clock power. But you know what? I don't want to be just a battery in the world's clock. I don't want to be a part of that clock. I want to be a part of the chain connecting to that clock. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part where people look up to that clock and go, this is a clock. Wait, what's that above? That's a chain above the clock. Wow. How cool would it be to be a chain? I want to be a chain of that clock. Anyways, right? I want to talk about why I wanted to do stand-up comedy. Because every time I'm on the road and I'm driving home and I'm asking myself, why am I doing this? I remind myself of where I was when I was 18 and stupid. When I was 18, I was very quiet. I didn't have much to say. I wanted to do stand-up since high school. But of course, no one knows how to do that. There's no rule, there's no guide. They're just there on the TV, and you go, I don't know how people get on the TV. They just get on the TV. And I'm in college, and I got my first job during my first year of college. And like how all great stories start, I met a girl, and I made her laugh. And my brain was like, if I can make this girl laugh, I wonder if I can make other people laugh. And then I just grew, and I just started having other people laugh. And I'm like, not only can I make this girl laugh, but I made these people laugh. And then I went somewhere else and I made these people laugh. So I go, maybe there is a possibility. But of course, life hits you with a bunch of curveballs, and then you don't follow those dreams. And while I was in college, I did a public speaking class. And when you want to do stand-up comedy, where you're scared of speaking in front of people, and you don't think you're funny, because how are you funny in conversation, but then have a topic, and then you make people laugh somehow. But that was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. That class is the only reason I'm glad I went to college, because I realized I could do stand-up comedy. And one of my biggest influences at that time was Mike Birbiglia. He has a special out called My Girlfriend's Boyfriend. I would truly give it a listen. It's amazing. It's wonderful. It's amazing. You'll laugh. You'll cry. You'll learn something from it. It's great. It's wonderful. Anyways, and after that class ended, I went to my teacher and I said, hey, is there any way that I have a chance of doing stand-up comedy? He goes, you know what? Yeah, there is a chance for you, and you're in the great place. You're in LA. There's open mics everywhere. So, okay, cool, so I gotta go find an open mic. Now, time goes on, school comes, I don't know how to drive that well. I'm scared of going on the freeway, let alone write some material, let alone go into a room and then tell that to other people somehow, and then somehow eventually be funny. But I had a little notepad with me that I would jot down little ideas that were stupid. I remember this thing where I would do carts, and I would compare myself to Little Bo Peep, but if, like, how Little Bo Peep has a big cane to herd in the sheep, if I had a big cane, I'd have no problems ever. Like, that's just how dumb that was. I compared her big cane to saying if I had a big penis, then I'd have no problems. I think that's better than anything I've ever written, ever. I should do that soon, just, like, write that down and do something better, because that's the best thing I've ever written, ever, apparently. Anyways, time goes on. I've gone to Hollywood maybe twice. The first time was to go to an open mic. Turned out they canceled the open mic years ago, but they just didn't take it off the website. The second time I go to Hollywood is with, like, me, my best friend, and another friend, and then we go nowhere near an open mic. We go nowhere near an open mic. And and I'm going through a bunch of stupid stuff, like depression and anger, because my job sucks, and school sucks, and everything, my pathetic little life sucks. And the only thing that got me through it was listening to stand-up comedy on Pandora. And I'd sit in class, not even paying attention, and I would just sit there, take notes, and listen to stand-up comedy. And I go, I have to do this. I must do this. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to do in this world. So, I think that was my second year, and I was like, you know what? At the end of the semester, that's on Sunday, we're going to go to whatever place we can go to that has an open mic on Sunday. We're just going to go do it. And it turns out it was at a Chinese food place in Hillhurst in Hollywood, and it was on Sunday. So I get in my parents' car, I go to Walmart, I buy myself a crummy GPS, and I drive all the way down, and I listen to You Made It Weird with Pete Holmes in the car. And I get there, and I go in the bathroom of this coffee bean that's next door, and I have my little 8 Mile moment. At the beginning of 8 Mile, when Eminem is singing in the mirror? I do the same thing, but not to Mobb Deep. I was listening to Lose Yourself, so I sang Lose Yourself in the mirror before going. And I go to the Chinese food restaurant, and it's above the Chinese food restaurant, so it's burning hot, but you can also hear all these people, like, eating and making food, and, it was real cram-packed, and it was a very weird experience, because it was my first time, so nobody knew me, so nobody clapped for me when my name was called. I don't know if you know what that feels like, but just kind of walking to a stage and you're like, oh, this is what this is like. And then bomb, and then go, wow, I have to do this again. And, that's how this all started. How crazy is that? And now I'm here. And when I first started off, I couldn't write anything. I was 19. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no clue. So I go to this place called Flappers on Friday, and they just give you a set list. So they give you 3 topics, and then you just came up with whatever kept popping into your head. And then I just keep doing that. So I only did it once a week when I first started off, because I never had any good things happen in Hollywood trying to get there. But there was free parking in Burbank, and it was right after work, so no big deal. I can come home and I can go to sleep on time. Not anymore. Nope, I'm sleeping in my car, so I do get to work on time. But I digress. Anyways, so I do the set list, just to kind of get used to talking, in front of everybody, and just kind of, get used to coming up with something funny, or being funny, or understanding what failing or bombing is like. And then I meet this dude named AJ, and we start getting to talk, and he tells me there's an open mic after that mic at 11:30 p.m. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll go do that. But of course, I'm not writing anything, so I legitimately have nothing. I have nothing whatsoever. And then, time just kind of goes on, and I use all the information I've gathered from listening to stand-up comedy and also performing at the set list, and I finally got a couple little jokes together. And I finally go up on a Friday, and it goes well, and I meet this dude named Roger, and we have a great time chatting, and then a week later, I break my foot. That's how I started this off. Broke my foot after I finally do an actual set list that I actually wrote. I break my foot. And then I'm out of doing stand-up for about 3 to 4 months. But out of those 3 to 4 months, I'm constantly listening to podcasts, I'm constantly reading about Taoism, and this other book that I can't remember. Taoism is like a philosophy book, if you will. And then I'm writing. So I'm just kind of gathering all this stuff, and then I go to open mics now. Then, when my foot was healed and I could drive, but I still have a boot on, and I still have to use crutches. So not only was I still working with a broken foot, then I went to open mics with a boot and crutches for like a couple months. Maybe a month. I'm gonna go a month. I don't remember entirely. And just like me thinking back on this, just how crazy is that? That I went from, I'm gonna do this one day, to eventually I'm gonna finally get to Hollywood. Then I go to this magic place called Flappers, and they just give me jokes, like topics, and then I do it, and then I break my foot, and now here I am, my second year in, and I'm going to Hollywood on Monday, Tuesday through Thursday. I'm going to Flappers. Not only that, I have an internship at Flappers. Then on Saturday, I started my own mic. It's called the Outliers Open Mic, and we go to parks. Why? Because parks are fun, it's cheap, you don't have to pay for it, and because nobody wants to show up, everybody gets a bunch of time. It's legitimately perfect. And just like thinking about that, like that's how this all started. You know, I watched some stand-up in high school, things progressed, and now I'm here. And I mean, there's gonna be nights where I bomb. And I'm like, why am I here? And it's like, this is why you're here. This is your purpose in life. Because there's nights where, like, I wouldn't go to stand-up for a week because, I mean, I sprained my foot again. I've messed up this foot too many times. Skateboarding, motorcycling, a mosh pit, running, that I end up not being able to just do stand-up. And my brain will actually tell me, you're lazy. You have done nothing all day. You're pathetic. And the next day I have to do something extra more, much more, so then I have the ability to go to sleep without my brain telling me you're lazy and you've done nothing with your life. And I've also realized through all this that I get very moody when I don't do stand-up for a while. Like, I won't do stand-up for a couple of days, and I'll actually start getting agitated. I get everything and nothing. It's like, stand-up is now a part of me somehow. Like, it's its own organism inside of my body. It's like an extra heart that's beating, that somehow has grown over the past 2 years. And it's just, I think in a weird way, Hollywood is that beating heart. I mean, just to do a nice little circle around, Hollywood is just this magical place. I hate when people call it Hollyweird. Because, like, there's so many weird people. But I'd much rather be weird than normal. I would, oh, God. I feel I should end it here, like on a positive note. But I want to keep talking, because I haven't talked to anybody all day, because I've been stuck at work at my house, trying to do homework, but instead I just take a nap on the floor. That's my day, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, I took a nap on the floor. I want to say thank you very much. But I just remembered something, so it's not over yet. Woohoo! Why? Why am I doing this? Was the whole purpose of this podcast. Why am I doing this? I will tell you why I am doing this. Here it is. It's straight up right here, this moment, right now. There's this, I always imagine there's this kid on a bus, and he's on his way home, and he just came from school. And he hates school, he hates going home, and he's in this universe that he feels is just continually spitting him out. And the only thing he has is his iPod, or his MP3 player. And the only person on his side is whoever is singing or talking in that MP3 player. And he sits there and he listens to stand-up comedy and rap music, and that's the only joy he feels. And the reason why I'm doing comedy is because I want to be that voice in somebody's head that they listen to when they feel and when they have bad days and they're not too sure what's going on. They will turn on their device, put earbuds in, and listen to my voice and feel something. Inspired, happiness, joy. They'll feel that someone is there. Someone is on their side. Someone is there holding their hand going, everything is going to be okay. I want to be that person for that kid on the bus. Because for such a long time, I was that kid on the bus, and all I had was whatever I had on that MP3 player to get me through the day. And it's my time. It's my turn to repay my debt to society. It's my turn to return that debt. I've taken so much from artists that it's now my turn to repay that back into this universe. It's a cycle. I've taken too much in to where I have to give something out now. I have to keep going forward, not for myself, not for hopes of accomplishing my goals, not for hopes of making money doing this, not for hopes of selling out arenas, not for hopes of having my name on a TV screen. It's for the hope. It's for the idea. It's for everything in my bones. Is to be able to have that one kid sitting at that bus stop, sitting in that bus, sitting in his room, thinking everybody is out to get him, that everybody in his life hates him, and that there's no way he's ever going to amount to nothing. And I want to be the voice inside those earbuds that tells him that is a complete lie, and one day, you are going to do something with your life. You have purpose. People love you, and you're going to love people. And whatever there's something negative, that is the opposite. Because the only thing that's negative is the people that are only negative. And I know it sounds weird, but if you're surrounded by negative people, walk away from those people. They are not good for you. Negativity is good for no one. Negativity solved nothing. Negativity is the only reason we have tortured artists out there who make this music so there's other people who will not be tortured. Negativity is not good for anyone. If you have a negative thought, turn it around, because it will not help you to keep it negative, and it's going to take time. And I understand that. I used to be the most negative person I have ever met in my entire life. But now I'm sitting here and I'm trying to spit out positivity to random strangers who decide to like this or watch this or subscribe to this, so then they know that they are not the only ones out there who are sad, who are angry, who are depressed, and that there is someone out there who is rooting for them, who is going to tell them, hey, this is going to take some time. Change takes time, but guess what? Just that itty-bitty bit of change can change the entire universe. The universe is not just a bunch of batteries hooked together. The universe is a whole bunch of itty-bitty pieces working together. And some of those pieces are so big or so small, but the thing they do is so important that it improves and inspires other pieces of that watch, of that clock. So if you sit there and you think I'm only a battery, change that thought process. The people who tell you you're only a battery are upset that they are only a battery. The people who tell you you cannot do it feel that they can do nothing. Be the person who tells other people they can do it. Believe in other people's dreams, because if you believe in their dreams, they will believe in yours. And there's a chain reaction when people believe in something. When people believe in something, it starts a cult. It starts a following. It starts something inside of every person in this entire world. And we get connected and we move forward. That's what we do. One person believing in one person, it starts a chain reaction. We can all be the chain of the watch of the universe, or the clock of the universe. We all don't have to be batteries. That's a lie established by corporations and yada yada yada, conspiracy theories or whatever. We may be born a battery, but that does not mean we have to die as a battery. Just like how Robin Hood said something about lambs with the heart of lions. Just botched that up. Hey, Google it. Google it. But again, before I say sayonara, we were born batteries. That does not mean you have to die a battery. And to everyone who's still listening and still subscribe to this, you are a certified nutcase. And to all my certified nutcases, I salute you.